All right, all pro wrestling fans, it's finally here. The match you've been waiting for. The internet champion, Dave Dutra, is going to face off against his best friend, out of control, Matt Carlos, today in the main event. Dave, how you feeling now that the moment is finally here?
I'm not going to lie to you. I got butterflies in my stomach. Tonight is a big night, AC. So many things are on the line. But the thing that matters most is this APW Worldwide Internet Championship right here. And I'm going to do whatever it takes to make sure this belt not only comes to the ring with me around my waist, but leaves the ring with me around my waist. And if it means putting friendships aside, Matt Carlos, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. I love Matt Carlos. He's a good friend of mine. But as I've said it before and I've said it again, right now, number one priority on Double D's mind is this championship, and it's not going anywhere, and I'll do whatever it takes to make sure it stays that way.
All right, we all know you guys are best friends and everything. You guys worked as a tag team, so you guys know each person's moves. Like, what do you do to plan to combat against his moves?
Well, you see, Matt Carlos always likes to say that he's out of control, and you never quite know what he's going into the ring with. So I'm going to take the opposite end of the spectrum and say that I'm going to be completely in control. I got my own plan. Matt thinks he knows me, and he probably does know me very well, but he doesn't know what I have coming into this match. And you guys are all going to have to sit there and find out as you watch and see how Double D retains his Internet Championship right here tonight.
Do you have any last words for Matt Carlos?
Matt Carlos, love you to death, my friend. May the best man win.
All right, folks, that's the main event for your Worldwide Internet Championship. Double D Dave Dutra against Out of Control Matt Carlos.
You two guys who are the future of all pro wrestling, or future of pro wrestling, in fact. And Matt Carlos is one of the best up-and-coming stars in APW, and he's been exciting since day one, and a lot of heart and passion with that kid. Dave Dutra came out like a qualifier with his debut. Not only can he do some aerial offense, he can also do a lot of mat work and a lot of power moves too as well. So he's kind of the complete package.
Dave Dutra, a little bigger, a little larger, has a little bit more power than Matt Carlos, but then Matt Carlos, he's out of control. That's not just a moniker. Matt Carlos has always been able to pull victories out of seemingly nowhere.
Dave Dutra and Matt Carlos, I think a lot of people know that even if we don't tag at certain places, they know that Matt and I are good friends. And I think it shows when we tag. I think it shows when we're just hanging out outside of wrestling.
Dave Dutra, the Internet Champion, Dave Dutra. And I say that with a smile. Dave Dutra is one of my close personal friends.
They're our best friends. They train together at boot camp. They just made a special bond together. They worked out together in sparring sessions, on road trips, talking about their matches, helping each other out against various opponents, tag teaming and being very successful as a tag team.
There's so many experiences that me and Dave Dutra had.
We just like to have a good time, and that, we were trying to make it through the professional wrestling world, trying to advance up, get higher up on the rankings, but at the same time, we're trying to make the best we can out of everything.
Going on the road together, going for shows.
I mean, we goof off on those long road trips. I mean, we've even dressed up as disco guys for Halloween.
Will it be hard for one of those guys to pull that extra trigger, that extra intensity that needs to win a match, especially against a guy who is your friend, and you have to kind of block that out. You have to, you can't look at your best friend across the ring. You gotta look at your opponent.
Am I gonna be able to do this to my friend? Am I gonna be able to hit them the way I want to so I can get a victory? But you know what? You don't know until they get out there. So we'll see. It's gonna be very interesting.
Last month was my first professional wrestling championship that I won.
Going into that match, even though he had no time to prepare for an athlete the caliber of Timothy Thatcher, who alone just was on a roll for a year.
It was a big night. Dave came out on top. I came out on top in the Battle Royal.
He won the Pick Your Winner Battle Royal.
Dave Dutra, you need to know this, that all that excitement, all that energy you brought to your first title shot, I'm going to be bringing to my first title shot. And I know you, so I know you're going to bring everything you got, because this is your first title defense.
The Internet Championship becomes the most important thing in my eyes, and I will do whatever is necessary to make sure I leave on February 6th still the APW Worldwide Internet Champion.
Dave Dutra is a little stronger than Matt Carlos. Matt Carlos is a little faster than Dave Dutra. Dutra then has captured that gold, so he's tasted that. That's a little extra confidence going into that match. He's the champion now. His confidence at all-time high. Matt Carlos has been on a roll, always game, been winning matches coming up to this point, and won that Battle Royal. He survived that Battle Royal, over 20 men in that Battle Royal.
He's not afraid to try something new.
I think deep down Matt Carlos isn't too sure if, being the size he is, he has what it takes to get to the top. So every single time he laces those boots, I think he's going there to prove a point, not just to his opponent, not just to the fans, but to himself, that he belongs in the upper echelon in APW.
Dutra might be a little too straight edge to the line, keeping to one set plan.
Matt Carlos can and has proven to pull victories out of nowhere, but just that little slight edge and power, Dutra can catch him. And the other, it's cliche, it's been said time and time again, that Dutra is the champion. Dutra does not have to beat Matt Carlos in this match. If I had to pick, I'm going to go with Double D.
I think that Matt Carlos, he might become the APW champion.
I think really the winners are the APW wrestling fans.
We definitely have two sets of fans.
The fans may be split between the Double Desiacs,
The Double Desiacs and the Matt Carlos movement. Let's see where the fans lay on February 6th.
When that bell rings, it's game time.
You've lived up to your name. Matt Carlos is out of control.
There's more than one way to hit the Union Landing.
Matt, before you know it, you're gonna get caught and locked in the Double or Nothing.
It's all gonna be for that internet title. And Dave, I'm ready.
Double D Dave Dutra is coming in and coming out APW Worldwide Internet Champion.
And coming up next, two best friends, Dave Dutra and Matt Carlos, will square off for that APW Worldwide belt rolling.
And I'll tell you what, that match is going to be a heck of a match. You don't want to leave your seat for that. These guys, it's hard to tell if they'll take it to the air or take it to the mat.